Hey guys, it's Ricky from Ricky's Pretties, and I have been away for a little while. I don't know if anybody's going to understand this, but if you do, just give me a thumbs up because it's a real thing. I've been battling with depression. Last July, I lost my little 17-year-old dog, and she was the little light of my life. She was my soul puppy, and I had a really hard time getting over that. And then I decided to keep myself busy by totally revamping my craft room situation. I switched rooms, which took it was a big undertaking. I didn't realize how long that was going to take me to do that because there was just so much of it. But I've been in a funk, and I haven't really felt like doing much of anything. So really, what I've been doing here lately is just playing around, and I have been decorating these little bracelets that I found on Temu. There's some silver leaves, and then there's some gold ones, little flowers on them, and I've just been decorating those and gluing things to them. And I've made several different, I don't know, I'm in a different spot, so hopefully you guys can see, but I've made several different ones out of various different things. And so I just thought I would do a few of those today so you guys can see what I'm using and how I'm doing it. First off, I just want to say that I found this great glue. It's called Sciafix. See if you can see that. And it comes in different thicknesses. This is thick viscosity. And there is a thin one, and I think there's a medium one, but I got the thick because I didn't really want it running all over the place. It does irritate your eyes, and it bonds your skin in seconds. So be careful while you're using it, and don't let kids play with it because it will glue your skin together. And I got that on Amazon. I will link it in the description box below. It comes with these cool little tips, which you can order more of. It comes with an extra cap, which has an anti-clogging thing in it. I don't know what you call that, but it comes with these cool tips that you can use, which I do use because of the delicate nature of the project that I'm going to be working on. So I've already done some things. I've emptied out. Most of this blingy stuff that I've got here has either come from Hobby Lobby or Temu. I got all kinds of little bebobs and these little flowers that I have over here on this tray. These came from Temu. This I got from a friend. I don't know if we'll use any of that or not. I may dump a few more of these out over here. But I've just got all kinds of different blingies. And brooches are kind of popular, so this butterfly was a brooch. And I just cut the back off of it and secured it to the bracelet, which is what I'll be doing with this one. I got this on Temu. Also, Temu is kind of a cool place to get things. It's a good little get in place. I also have a little toothpick here that works good as a little pick-me-up. So let's just go ahead and get to it. This was an earring, and I'm going to tear it apart and use it on this first one here. And you're going to need some wire cutters. I have this big pair, and I have this little pair. I might start out with a little pair because some of these are kind of delicate, it looks like. It just depends on, no, I'll use the big one. It just depends on how thick it is. So first I need to cut this off. The back, I need to cut that off of there, like so. And I trim as much down as I can. Then I'm going to use my smaller ones to get this trimmed off. I'm just going to cut it off of there to begin with. I didn't quite get that. There we go. Can you see? I hope y'all can see. You got to be careful so you don't mess up your actual rows. And then if you want, this step is extra, especially if you feel like something's going to poke. You can use a metal file and just kind of file those rough edges down a little bit so they're not so pokey. But I don't think that's going to poke anybody, so I'm just going to set it down. And let's go ahead and cut the rest of this up here so we can use what we have. This one's proving to be quite tough. I don't want to damage my little crystals, but I think I did. I broke that one. But you know what? We can tuck that underneath somewhere and you'll never see it. Sorry guys, I'm getting out of frame. That one kind of disintegrated on me. Let's see, but it's stuck in there. We'll just tuck that under somewhere. All right, now, let's see if I can just bendy that off there maybe without breaking the little crystal. Yeah, there we go. Hey, that worked. Ta-da! I'm just gonna trim it. Can y'all see? I don't know if you can see. Slippery little suckers. I might file that one down just a little bit because it is kind of rough. And if you're thinking about bracelets, you know, you want to think about the fact that you don't want it to snag anybody's clothes or anything like that, or be something that somebody can touch and maybe get poked with. So you want to file those down a little bit, or tuck them under an edge somewhere where nobody's going to get bothered by it. Okay. All right. Probably won't use those. I'm going to use this. This was an earring, so I'm going to cut the back off of it. Get it as flat as possible. There we go. And this is a button. You can use buttons, you can use basically anything. I found tweezers are very handy in the craft room. You can use them for all kinds of things. And now, see the little loopy deal? We're gonna, see the little loopy? We're gonna cut that off of there. I hope I'm not getting out of frame, y'all. I can't really see this camera. It's a tough one. Oh, okay. All right. And I have these little silver things I got from Temu also. They come in gold. That was one of the little packets I showed you. I've just already opened this one up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue our center one down first. I want to get that just a little bit more flat in the center. Okay. And it's going to go like that. I don't want to take a chance on bending that. I'd really like to get that flatter if I could. Let's see. Ugh. I use my table as a leverage so that I don't get carpal tunnel, because you can get carpal tunnel. Okay. Now the only bad part about this is that if there's nothing under here to, you know, see how this is rocking. So basically it's high centered on here. So what I'm going to do probably is to give this a couple of things to rest on. Is I'm going to kind of eyeball this. And before I glue it down, I'm going to go ahead and glue a couple of little jewelies on there. And so I'm going to take my tip. You can kind of see the glue coming. And I'm going to put a little glue here. You know, see where I'm putting the glue? I'm going to put a little glue there. And then I'm going to get a rhinestone and put there. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. This glue does not take very long to set, which is why I like it. I mean, and when it sets, it's set. It's not, nothing is moving after this gets set. So I'll put another little one right there. And one right here. Just random colors. And I'm going to put one over here. About right there. All right. And that, if you can kind of see, is going to give our little flower in the center something to rest on so that it's not going everywhere. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to most definitely put some in the center here, because that's where our flower is going to be. And then I'm going to put a little bit on these on the inside where that embellishment is going to be touching. Then I'm going to set this down. And we'll have to hold it there for a minute till it sets. And it's not cooperating. There it goes. Ah. Might have got that one too close. Let's try to remove that one. It may not work, guys, because I'm telling you this stuff sticks. I don't think it's going to work. So let's just go ahead and add some more. I'm gonna have to hold it down probably. Work it a little bit to get it to find a spot that it wants to stay. If you can kind of see, it's still just kind of balancing on that. I think I got it finally. It's just kind of slipping around. So we're gonna go with this, and I'm gonna hold it here for just a minute. And I'll come back when it's set. Okay, that didn't take very long, and so it's a little off center, but I'm not really worried about that because we're going to be adding a bunch of other stuff, and by the time I get done, it's going to be really pretty. And next thing I want to add is this little blue rose right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of our glue where I want that to be. And then I'm just gonna stick that down and hold it till it gets set. Sorry about that wobble, guys. I'm not used to this setup, and I just kind of kicked the leg of my stand there. I'll try to steady that out for you. While this sets. And you can also kind of go in and squirt underneath it if you want to. That's what's really cool about this little tip. Just gonna kind of hold that in place. Put a little bit under here. So I glue that little, I'm gluing that little leaf down to the base of the bracelet there. Okay, we can continue working because that will hold pretty well here in just a minute. Let's see. I'm gonna put that one here. I'm gonna be a little more generous with the glue because this leaf has these little ridges in it. And I want to make sure that the glue is actually on top of those ridges so that it touches the metal that I'm gluing down. And then we can go in and add a little extra if we need it. Just like so. And that one's stuck. It's looking pretty already. And let's see, I want to add a little pop of color. And I think I'm just going to go with that. And for this one, I'm going to glue the high points because there's no point in getting glue under here because it's not going to be touching that. Be careful, don't get it on you because you will stick to whatever you are touching with that glue. See, it's already, This stuff is already stuck. It's not going anywhere. All right, now let me see my little work of art. What else do I want to put on here? Maybe that little guy, or maybe it can go over here. I'm gonna put it over here. Don't know if I want to do that now. It's a little butterfly. I think I'm going to try that. It's going to slide till it gets set. But once it sets, it's not going anywhere. That's pretty. I like it. Let's see. I don't know if I need any more blingy. I might try putting in a few of these little rosies. Let's pick some out. Pink. Oh, this green one would be pretty with the green that I have on there. Let's put a little rosy right there. Pretty, pretty. And I'll put one there. It's looking so cute. Okay, and then one right here. Come on now. Cooperate, please. And that's pretty. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And I'll just add something here. Sometimes the hardest part is knowing when to stop. Let's see. What do I want? A little gold one. I think will be pretty right there. That's looking real pretty. And I think I'll do one right here. For that one, I'm doing this burgundy color. I kind of like the fact that the leaf shows through, so I'm going to just leave that one like it is. Can you see? It's really pretty. And I mean, like this, it's not budging. It's not going anywhere. So this is, once this stuff is stuck, it is stuck. You can be confident in the fact that your embellishments are going to stay put on your creation. All right, let's do another one, shall we? We'll just go ahead and add this one to our collection over here. I think that turned out really pretty. Now this one, I'm going to just go ahead and do like I did the butterfly. And what I did with this is, of course, we're going to cut off all of the, you know, the pin itself. Let's undo it. Try not to stick ourselves with that. And I'm just going to kind of work that off. Same thing over here. I'm going to work this off. The metal on this one bends quite easy, so just going to kind of gently try to get that off without breaking anything. And I broke it. That's okay. We will just cut that leaf off of there. We don't have to use it. It's kind of big anyway, so there. Trim that a little more. There we go. And this one as well. Okay. There. Now that's off. And we have this loopy that we have to get off. All right. Now, this is at a curve. So we want to kind of bend this to go on the curve. And we don't want to dislodge our crystals, so we're just going to carefully do that. And that little edge is still rough. Okay. Now then, and so is this one. All right. And so I've got this side down, but this side is still sticking up. So I'm going to bend that side just a little bit more. I'm going to use my pliers for that. Get it to be a little more bendy on that one side. Okay, and we'll see where we're at with that. Not too bad. I'm just going to kind of shape it on here. I dislodged my crystal, but that's okay. I can glue it back in. Okay, that's laying pretty flat, but I've got those, I need to glue this back, so we'll be doing that. Let's go ahead and glue it. Trying to avoid that, but it wasn't possible because we needed to bend it. So I'm just going to reposition that in there, hopefully. Take my trusty tip and kind of get it in around the edges there. Make sure it stays put. Hopefully y'all saw what I did. All right. Now, that's laying pretty flat, but this little edge right here is rough, so I am going to go ahead and file that down just a little bit. Okay, some of those angles were a little bit awkward, so I did the right thing so I could get this file done, and now it's like really smooth. There's no catchy edges on it or anything like that. Now what we're gonna do is just glue it down, and I'm gonna kind of see where it hits. Definitely gonna need the high point on that, this high point, and it looks like there's a high point here, and that's where we're gonna go for the glue. And then we can always add some, like I showed you, and I'll show you again. So I'll put some glue on here. I'm gonna put some on here. I'm gonna put some on this high point. Right there. And let's go ahead and stick it down. Looks like I got it pretty well. Just gonna hold it in place for a minute so that it sets. And then we'll add some here and there. But this is a really quick and easy way to turn a plain bracelet into something really pretty. Okay, that's stuck. So we can go in and add a little bit here and there. Just want to make sure you get all these little places that touch. A little extra. On that. And probably some underneath here a little bit. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I don't know if you can. Just adding a little glue, especially to the main part where that touches. All right. Now, it's pretty like it is, but I've got some little gaps down here under both sides, so I'm going to add a little bit of blingy there. I'm thinking I will do, let's see, I've got blue. Do I want to add one of these? Will that be too much? That's probably be too much. Let's just do some of this. I like these gold things. I'm just going to put some of the little gold things under there. Just to take up some room. There we go. And I'll tuck one over here too. This is how you use the toothpick for a pick-me-up. You get a little glue on it. Well, I say that, no, it's not going to work. Get a little glue. Okay, in an ideal world that would work. It worked great for me yesterday. And of course, now that I'm doing the video, it's not going to work. So we'll just go back to the trusty tweezers. I might have just been using it on the smaller ones. It works really good on the little tiny ones. So, you know. And then I think I'm going to put one here. Maybe a small one. Maybe a purple one. Or a medium-sized one. I think a medium. Not the biggest, but not the smallest. We'll go with one of these. Turn over. There we go. It's always helpful to talk to your craft supplies if they are being a little unruly. I think I'll put one on the end there, and then I think I'll be done. I'll look at it and see. Little dabble, do ya? Okay. I like it. I think it's really pretty. Now, if you wanted to do more, you could add some in here if you wanted a little extra, but I think I'm just going to leave that like it is. It's really pretty. So I am just going to leave it alone. I think that's great. You know, you can wear it either way you want, but makes a great little statement piece, I think. Okay, and we got one more. I'm going to go ahead and do this gold one. And this is a button. It's got a smaller thing in the middle. I'm just going to cut that off. It's always easier said than done. They don't ever like to come off. There it goes. All right. And these are embellishments, so they're flat already. I don't have to really do anything to those. And these were already cut off of something. So this one should be pretty easy to do. So for this one, it's going to sit high. So I'm going to put my glue on the highest points of this little button. And I'm going to do my very best not to get it on me. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna have to put some in the middle after all, because it's sitting high. Uh-oh. I got a little on me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold that in place because it's not sitting the way I thought it would. It's gonna sit high and I don't want it to move, so I'm gonna hold that in place just like that, and we'll come back and add some stuff to it, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so that's on there pretty good, and we're gonna go ahead and continue on. Next, I'm gonna put this on. I already kind of decided I want it to go here, where it's just kind of barely touching that. So I am going to put a little bit here. Just a smidge. And I'm going to need to put it here. And on these little high areas where it's going to be touching down. Careful, careful. Don't get your fingers in it, Rick. And I'm just going to set it down and hold it in place, hopefully, till it sets. I'm going to add a little bit underneath here for good measure, just to help it stick. All right, and that's stuck down. So let's go ahead and add the next one on. Same thing on this side. You guys may or may not like the design I come up with, but you can do your own thing. That's what's cool about this. You can use old jewelry, necklaces that you tear up, jewelry jars you get at the thrift store are prime places to get blingy things that you will need to do some of these with. So there's just all the, you know, thrift store, Goodwill, all kinds of places to get stuff. To create these with. And you can make them as gaudy or as minimalistic as you like. That's what's really cool. You can just make it your own. Let's see. Be careful. All right, and now that's stuck. And I've got our other little pieces. I'm going to add on the ends. I don't know if I want it to face that way or this way. I think I want it to go that way. So I'm going to just add some glue. And place it here and hold it for a minute. Till it sets. Yeah, I like that direction. That's cute. And it's already set. It's really not, well, it's almost set. I'm gonna add a little bit underneath. That's what's so cool about these tips, y'all, because you can get your glue right in there where you want it. Very awesome. And it dries clear, it doesn't show. So, and it's not stringy. That's another thing I like. Like the E6000 is just very stringy. And the 7000 doesn't really hold as good as this, I don't think. So, you know, I was really happy to find this. I think it works very well. And you can use it for all kinds of stuff. I think it bonds wood and metal, plastic, just whatever you need it for. I'm pretty sure it will hold it. I think it says on there that it bonds all that. Just slide around on me till I get it stuck good. I got quite a bit on that one. I might not need to add much in here. It's a little squirt or two maybe. Oh. It's so pretty. Alright, I'm going to set that over here and I'll show you some of these others that are set. Here's the first one that we did. And it's all set. Very pretty. Look how blingy it is. And then here is our little brooch that we did. I really like that one. I think it's real pretty. It's a nice little statement bracelet. All right, guys, that is it for our project this evening. I hope you have enjoyed it. I am going to be having lots of fun doing these because I really like doing them. I think they'll make great gifts for people. Good things to do for if you have a bazaar, a craft show, something like that. These will be very snazzy, and the bracelets aren't very expensive at all because you get them on Temu. You know, they are kind of, you know, it's not like it's pure silver or anything, but you're making it beautiful, and I think it's a perfect project for something like that. I mean, look at this. You can't beat that. That is just gorgeous. All right, guys. So I am going to say goodbye and tune in because I will have more coming up. Bye-bye.